None of your damn business.
Rude.
Oh, that looks like a. What are we doing? All right.
I think he killed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, I think that van was pulling in for the neighbor. I think that's what that was. Yep, that's what that was. Okay, we're just trying to figure out little Scooby-Doo mysteries in the neighborhood here. Won't you stick around while we do that and maybe do some training too? Let's just do some training. I'm no good at Scooby-Doo mysteries. All right, so to get to the training, we're gonna do today is a dynamic convert bench. I like the tempo from what we did last week with the squats. So I wanna do tempo on bench. So we're gonna do a 3x2x1. And what that means is a 3-second eccentric, a 2-second pause, and then a 0-second concentric, meaning no pause whatsoever. Just go as fast as we can. And again, if you remember, the dynamic effort is all about moving very quickly. So our speed is going to be aimed at being right at or near 1 meter per second. So we'll do a 3x3x3. And by 3x3x3, what I mean is 3 reps, 3 sets, and we're gonna do that 3 times with 3 different hand grips. So it'll be 9 total working sets. At any rate, opening up with the Wenning warm-up for today, we're gonna do some bench dips. And I know that there are some of you that are at home trying to figure out some varieties that you can do. So bench dips is something that we can do where it'll be more sustainable. Like to do 25 free dips might not be all that great for some people, but the bench dips will be good because it's warms us up and it's not overly taxing. We're gonna do the Arbic press. So if you don't know what that is, stick around and I will show you what that is. And I'll give a brief description as I do that movement as well. And then I'm gonna do a low angle cable row because I now have, if you'll turn for me, I now have my cable attachment for my lat tower onto my T3 extension. So we now have the ability to do plate loaded rows. So there's a high row and a low row. So you'll see what we're doing with that here in a second. And then just a simple banded tricep extension. We're gonna bust out our handy dandy Trooper hickory axe handle. And one of the things, just so you guys are tracking, one of the things I like about this is the shape. Right, so when it sits in the palm, I can actually throttle the handle like this. And when I do that, sometimes as I'm extending, I really feel a bite in the tricep. And I feel like because this handle isn't rounded, because the way that the band sits on there, when I throttle it, it actually resists the throttling. So I get a little bit extra bite out of this. And I don't think that you would get a similar type of a feeling on a normal handle attachment. So that's one of the reasons why I actually really stick with this and like using it. So that is what we're going to do today and more or less why we're doing it. Yeah, so I'm excited to get after it. Pre has been drank and music has been started, and so we will maneuver into the workout. Hopefully you guys will stick with us and check out some of those movements, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, here we go.
Blah.
That was very weak. All right, so as promised, I want to give a little explanation with the Arbic press. This is something that I devised for a little bit of shoulder development and shoulder stability. And I like it because it emulates the bench, but on a vertical plane. So instead of lying horizontally and benching, you're standing vertically and benching. And so you take a grip very similar to whatever your normal bench grip is. And basically you go through the motion of benching while standing. So come into whatever your touch point would be for bench and then press out. And when you press out, you're pressing up slightly, not so much as to overemphasize the up, but up enough to kind of activate those shoulders and, you know, kind of end up over the face. The same way that you would while laying horizontally. So start with whatever your normal touch point is and up like this. Be careful not to rock too much. You don't want to throw too much body English in it. If you find that you're having a hard time or too much body English, put your back against a wall or a post so that you can control that body English. So I'm gonna knock it out. All right, here, real fast, just want to jump in and give an additional point of performance with the Arbic press. Is right when you come down to the bottom portion, when you touch, you don't want to let the forearms dump. The same way that you wouldn't want to have that happen in the bench, right? When you're benching and you're horizontal, you want to make sure that everything stays stacked. So when you do it like this too, you want to maintain that stacking position. This will also incorporate some forearm development and allow you to better control in that vertical position when you're actually in the horizontal position. So to demonstrate, all right, what you don't want is when you're doing your press, you don't want to dump and have those arms come down like this, right? You want to keep those arms stacked the same way that you would when you bench. Here and press, here, press, right? Like that. And so by doing it in such a manner, not only are you getting that shoulder development, you're also getting that forearm development to be able to control the weight a little bit better too. Quick tip. Okay, cool. So trying to do a little bit more in these videos to help you out, so it's not just straight up training like watching us lift. I want to throw in some tips and tricks. And one of the things that you can throw into your band work is a weight scale. This one we happen to get off of Amazon. It's rated up to 660 pounds. So certainly we'll be able to use it for any amount of band tension that we're going to use. And so what we're doing is we're always trying to vary up our band tension. So it's from week to week to week. It's never the same setup. It's always slightly different. And that way it's a slightly different, what's the right word? Yeah, stimulus. Yeah, I can think words. It's great. So by changing things up every week, it's a slightly different stimulus every single time, so it never stays the same. But you might ask, how do you know how much tension you're getting? Well, in some cases it might be kind of irrelevant as long as you're changing up the band setup, and as long as you're moving in with the requisite speed. The exact amount of tension doesn't necessarily matter, but just for emphasis and to show you guys kind of what we're dealing with today, what we have is our setup with this little blue band. I'm gonna use my handy dandy weight scale to get on the band here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this even right off, and I'm just gonna go straight band tension. So what do we got for band tension there, Nat?
24.4.
Okay, so 24.4, or roughly 25 pounds of band tension per side, which is not bad. So again, the band tension isn't super critical in terms of like knowing the exact amount, as long as you're able to move with the requisite speed. In this case, it just gives us a mental note of, hey, we did about 25 pounds of band tension last week, so next week we're either going to go more tension or we're going to go less tension with more bar weight. So it just kind of play with that stimulus. So little tip from me to you guys, just changing things up and always varying up how much tension you're getting. And if you really want to know how much tension exactly, get yourself one of those weight scales. All right, cool, moving on. It's weird now, isn't it? All right, yeah, that's it, guys. That's the video. Real quick and kind of to the point. Wanted to make sure that I'm capturing some variety, because I know that I'm looking at the comments in some of these videos and you guys are interested in those varieties that we're doing. So, you know, wanted to introduce the Arbic press to you guys if you haven't seen it already, and just kind of keep showing you some different things that you can do in your own garage gym. I realize that my setup may be a little bit more robust than some, but I would still consider that most of the stuff that I have here fairly basic, and there's a way to kind of get to a lot of these things. So I'll keep throwing in those variations so you guys can see that and give you different ideas of things that you can do at home. But yeah, really excited with how today went. I enjoyed our running warm-up today because there wasn't a lot of movement from station to station. It was literally just kind of turn and you're right there. So that just kind of kept things at a high clip. So all told, I think, aside from some of the little screwing around that we did here at the end, the workout really only took us about an hour, which was good. So, you know, moving at a good pace and things are feeling pretty good. Seth, what did you think? Did you enjoy the workout today?
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah?
It's getting good on my, working that stacking in my shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
Get that speed. It's
Yeah.
all immediate improvement.
It's good. Yeah, so on some of the stuff, you're not going to catch the audio because I'll have dubbed over it with some other music. But we were talking with Seth about his setup and stacking and kind of creating that high point, creating a little better optimal, or a more optimal body position rather. And I think in doing so, we saw really an immediate uptick in his speed. And so that just tells me that the mechanics were a little bit better. So it's just something to think about, you know, mechanics. I say it a lot and I'll keep saying it, but even just subtle improvements in mechanics can really make a really big difference. And Nat was doing amazing. It was really good. I was super excited. She typically has not done real well with band work in terms of generating the commensurate velocity. But we jumped down to a lighter bar and kept the band tension the same, and the velocity was right on point. So very excited with Nat and how she performed. So yeah, it was really, really great. But yeah, just to kind of show, you know, always mixing things up, always trying different stimulus, different varieties of band tension and all that stuff. All good stuff. It makes a big difference. So I hope that you guys are incorporating some of these ideas in your own training methodologies. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop in the chat box below. I will respond. I appreciate you guys continuing to support me on the channel with everything that you do. It means the world, so thank you very much for being here with me. And if this is like the second or third video you've seen and haven't joined yet, it'd be nice to have you stick around for a while and join the family. All right, that's it, guys. Remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, like incorporate a little variety into what you're doing. It's never gonna happen if you don't get into training despite. You're either gonna find an excuse or you're gonna find a way. I hope that you continue to find a way. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. What's Judge Judy gonna do today? I don't know. It's always a mystery. I'm waiting to find out, just like you are. I'm gonna keep talking until she does something. She's doing something. Is she doing it? Nope, she's not doing anything yet. She's being weird. She's making this weird. Are you? I feel awkward. I feel awkward. Do a thing. Oh boy.
Peace.
So extra.